do or do not try?
Yeah, do not. There is no try.
Yes. He did this.
Turned into a meme.
Yeah, he went on stage and just kept going to do it.
Something like that. Yeah.
Bizarre performance art.
Yeah. Or just the creativity. Maybe. I don't know. He was on that stage a little while. Just by whenever I watch a small recap of he was so excited with the
yeah. First time he does a video on animation.
Yeah. He was so excited.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was genuine.
Because the game is exciting.
It's a long time since he saw a game.
Yeah. Everyone. And then
Me too during the game. I was like,
oh my god.
I'm losing brilliantly.
Illegal!
Well, when he was thinking, I had no idea what he wanted. I thought he was thinking that.
Let's go lucky number 43 Chirky.
That's what he was thinking for.
Oh, it's not charging.
But I definitely have to take a look.
Okay, now it's charging.
Yeah, we were watching there, obviously we were saying like equal, but you have to find just one move to make it equal. But it was like one move after one move, so if one of those was not that move,
Exactly.
it was very
So it's a good sacrifice. He has at least a draw.
yeah, he took a lot of risks, but at the same time, very calculated.
Yeah.
Good, I mean, imagine for you.
I'll definitely do a video on this.
Actually, we're saying a lot of recaps and for me it will be great because now I can enjoy the recap from the ones that are doing it, and then after the term, I imagine the recap will surface.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that right after.
Yeah, even Anna can
But I imagine she's doing it during.
Yeah, but I imagine she will do recaps or at least one or two games, right? Fun one, an important one, stuff like that. So for me, the tournament will not be over like in 12 months.
Yeah, exactly.
I forgot to say in Dutch. I was saying hello to our Dutch friend, but I forgot to say hello. Because one of the Dutch other players told me, but I forgot. Just hello. Just hello. Yeah. I love languages, so I try always to learn a few. And since Dutch has some similarities to Deutsch, to German, I'm not German though. I studied German for a while, so I'm familiar with the language. But hello has nothing to do with it.
You started slowly.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag is like good morning.
But that's like very formal.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I actually had a coach, chess coach. It wasn't for me a coach, but okay. It was a friend that I met. He was Dutch. He was going through a rough time. He's a chess player in the Netherlands, but it's I can't remember now. Kind of. I mean, in like 2400 leeches, something like that. So it was online. I never saw his FIDE rating. It was in the pandemic time, so he got fired, he was sick, stuff like that. And then so like, okay, it was like 50 euros a day or something like that. Okay, I'll give you this, it will help you and we will have fun. You teach me some chess, but he taught me a few things by the time with the Dutch language. For me I think he was struggling with it. Like he's teaching me the rough word, the rough one, instead of the... But it was all in good fun. I was happy to help them. That's all about the making good friends. Now I'm stuck with this name. I was a streamer too, but a small streamer. How can I find it? My PayPal. They had some amenities today, and send them on to the friend of me. So, and the two friends give them the game. Stuff like that.
She is. And I'm shooting
I think there's something like that.
It's not over yet, so anything can still happen.
Close to abroad or gender was yeah, I only have friends' names.
Thanks, guys. And check the quality. Okay, let's go back in time, 10 minutes. Let's check hair, check. Hair acceptable. Yeah, I'm gonna do my best, guys. I want to finish well. I don't want to have, it's like when you do well, you don't want it to be for nothing, you know, all the effort. So I want to do my best today, again. So, also, we're not having any norm chances anymore. No norm chances, so. It's okay. Wish me luck.
Be nice, come on.
Because someone was, I think we were in a concert or something, and someone was taking a photo, like the child, and then the parents were so, I don't know, emotional or something, and they were taking a photo of the kid taking a photo, and I saw that, okay, let me take a photo of the person taking a photo, and it was a nice photo, just a fun. When I said it was an Inception photo, they didn't understand. It was for me right away. They never saw the movie. This must be a first. All the streamers are on the table and the opponents are. Usually the players from streamers are early, you know. Early, I mean. At least one. And this is coming to an end. Now you need more, 2 more.
I remember Yoda. Do
not try. Yeah, do not try. But you remember something about the shield.
Ah, Yes, he
He
did
turned
this.
into a meme.
Yeah, he went on stage and he just kept going to do it like over and
Something,
over.
yeah, something like that, yeah.
Bizarre performance art.
Yeah. Or just the creating. Maybe. I don't know. He was on that stage over there. Just by 1 hour ago, I watched a small recap of
Oh,
he was so excited with the video.
yeah. First time he does a video on Midgame.
Yeah, he was so excited
Yeah. I mean, I think it was genuine. I think
because the game is
yeah,
exciting.
it's a long
you know?
time since he saw a game.
Yeah, everyone happened. And then
Me
he
too
went.
during the game. I was like,
Oh my god.
I'm losing brilliantly.
Because he went on a 45 minutes.
Well, when he was thinking, I had no idea what he wanted.
Yeah.
I thought he was just thinking about all kinds of things. Now when he played his move, then I realized, oh, that's why he was thinking for so
Oh, it's not charging.
But I definitely have to take a look.
Okay, now it's charging.
Yeah, we were watching there, obviously the computer was saying like equal, but it had to find just one move to make it equal. But it was like one move after one move, so if one of those was not that move, you were like,
Exactly.
it was very,
So it's a good sacrifice. Like, he has at least a draw.
yeah, he took a lot of risk, but at the same time, very calculated with it.
Yeah.
Good, I mean, imagine for you.
I'll definitely do a video on this thing.
I actually was saying a lot of recaps and for me it will be great because now I can enjoy the recap from the ones that are doing it, and then after the term, I imagine the recap will surface.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that right after.
Yeah, even Anna. But I
She
imagine
was doing it during.
yeah, but I imagine she will do recaps or at least one or two games, right? A fun one,
Yeah.
an important one, stuff like that. So for me, the tournament will not be over like in 12 more months.
Yeah, exactly.
I forgot to say in Dutch. I was saying hello to our Dutch friend, but I forgot to say hello. Because one of the Dutch other players told me, but I forgot. Just hello. Yeah. I love languages, so I try always to learn a few. And since Dutch has some similarities to Deutsch, to German, I'm not German. I studied German for a while, so I'm familiar with the language. But hello has nothing to do with it.
You started slow.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag is like good morning.
But that's like very formal.
Yeah.
Anyway, I took
Nice.
I actually had a coach, chess coach. It wasn't for me a coach, but okay. It was a friend that I met. He was Dutch. He was going through a rough time. He's a chess player in the Netherlands, but it's I can't remember now. Kind of. I mean, it's like 2400 lead chess or something like that. So it was online. I never saw his FIDE rating. It was in the pandemic time, so he got fired, he was sick, stuff like that. And then so like, okay, it was like 50 euros a day or something like that. Okay, I'll give you this, it will help you and we will have fun. We teach you some chess, you let it. But he taught me a few things by the time with the Dutch language. For me I think he was trolling me like he's teaching me the rough word, you know, the rough one instead of the. But it was really good fun. I was happy to help him. That's all about the. Now I'm stuck with the green. I was a streamer too, but a small streamer. How can I find it? In my PayPal. They had some amenities today and send them on to the friends of me. So every friend gives them the game. Stuff like that. I think there's something like that.
It's not over yet, so anything can still happen.
Close to a fraud or gambling. But, yeah, I only have friends' names.
Thanks, guys. Check the quality. Okay, let's go back in time, 10 minutes. Let's check hair, check. Hair acceptable. Yeah, I'm gonna do my best, guys. I want to finish well. I don't want to have, it's like when you do well, you don't want it to be for nothing, you know, all the effort. So I want to do my best today, again. So, also, we're not having any norm chances anymore. No norm chances, so. It's okay. Wish me luck.
Be nice, come on. She looks nice, but she's a driver. I'll keep that in mind. I'll keep that in mind. Be careful.
You're asking for my first movement before, so if you want to leave, nobody's so.
If you want, please go ahead.
Oh! No, I play this show.
I was very even by the time you were born.
You're fine. That's my favorite, sorry.
Have a nice game.
Thank you.
Yeah, rough game ahead. For him, I mean for him. Yeah, I know. You have, maybe you win today and tomorrow will be short.
No more norm chances because I take 3.
Yeah.
I don't think. What to do? It's okay. Okay.
Anna-Maja, should I tell them the only Dutch word I know?
No!
You've been in
Okay, tell them. What? I didn't hear.
You knew what I knew.
Of course! Because everyone says this to people that don't know Dutch. Yeah. It's bad culture. Very bad.
My boyfriend told me that.
He has bad friends. Very bad friends. Wait, but this was, oh my. Stream. I didn't hear at all. Okay, anyway, I was checking. Okay, this is good. Okay, I hope.
Bueno, pueden ir tomando asiento, vamos a...
Your band.
Bueno, tan solo recordarles que terminan por ahí la última ronda a las 10 de la mañana.
Well, somebody's band. Hello, everybody. Hello, chat. This is Mr. Vlad the Impaler tuning in from Romania today. Remote commentary for the Maia Open 2024. We are getting ready for the start of round 8. Anna-Maja with the black pieces facing Roman Ryabukin, representing Portugal, but with a name that sounds very Eastern European, in fact. We know this guy has played in this tournament alone, at least the Jubava London one time, E4 another time, and I forget what he played the third time, some Queen's Gambit or something, I forget. Anyways, it's not really important. What is important, however, is that we are expecting some craziness from the opening and potentially some new preparation.
Salir de la sala, deberían decirme a mí que van a salir de ella, ¿vale?
Another important thing to note for those of you who've been following Anna-Maja's journey, hello YouTube, by the way, hello Twitch, hello YouTube chat, there is no possibility of a norm in this tournament because she's not facing the minimum number of required titled players. So no possibility of a WGM norm whatsoever. What is at stake currently is only some rating gain that would go on the October list, however. We are too close to the end of August for the new ratings to go on the September list. So whatever rating she's gaining in this tournament will go on the October list after the Olympiad. And of course, another thing that is at stake is a prize, either in the general standings or as the top woman player. I think they're starting mostly on time, Henrik. There's a 10-minute delay, and it looks like the opponent is already sitting down and they're getting ready to start. So technically speaking, they are following the schedule. Oh, she's so nice. She's allowing him to write the score sheet first without starting the clock. Of course, this is not required, but it's a nice gesture to make. Does anyone know the rating of the Dutch board 4? I think Marlies is rated 2230 something. That's off the top of my head, though. Yeah, I think Marlies is rated like 2230 or so. Okay, E4 has been played. So will we get a French, a Caro-Kann, or something else? And we do have the French defense. There's no new prep then. Hello, Akjet. Welcome. Mr. Kukas. Okay. Let's see, what type of French, what flavor of French are we getting this time? I'm not going to be able to stay on commentary for too long today. I have to depart in roughly 1 hour. And then if the game really extends beyond the 4th hour of gameplay, I might be back. But hopefully somebody can take over, or either join me for the first hour of the commentary right now, or take over once I'm gone, roughly an hour from now.
GL and great skill at Anna-Maja.
So we get e4, e6, d4, d5, followed by knight to c3. This is the main move. Usually Anna-Maja in the past has favored to respond with the knight f6 Steinitz variation. That's what she does this time as well, and we expect either pawn push to e5, which is the main move, or bishop to g5. And we get e5 on the board, knight fd7 automatic move. Shout out to Master Chess Dojo, thanks so much for the resub. And also, I believe DS Jin had a 7-stream watch streak. And then somebody else probably also subbed earlier, and I forgot to mention them. My apologies in that case. I'm not really used to this streaming thing. Haven't done it for quite a while now. This is all mainline theory in the French defense. White played f4 to solidify the pawn wedge. Black strikes back with c5 at this d4 pawn. White solidifies the center even further with knight f3, and we are expecting knight c6 here. Knight c6 has been played, in fact, already. And here goes probably something like bishop to e3 and queen d2 is what White's going to play for. Bishop e3 played. I'm not Eugene, I'm Vlad. No, Eugene, I don't think Eugene ever commentated on this channel. This is just Vlad. So bishop e3, and now there are a couple of moves here. There is a6, there is also queen to b6, and even a newer move, bishop to e7. I believe bishop to e7 has been recommended in some repertoire works recently. Konstantin Pyrar is here with us. Hello, Mr. International Master Konstantin. a6 is also by far the main move as far as I recall, although my recollection of this line from the black side is not great. But yeah, a6 is what is commonly played. However, I expect her to deviate rather early, but not yet. a6 played. a6 played, and here I guess queen to d2 is almost automatic. Yeah, Jun has also played bishop e7 without knight c6. I remember seeing that. So it's a bit of a newer idea to prioritize the development of the king side first. But here queen to d2 should be played, and it is played. I believe now we reach some crossroads of sorts. Going to have to check the database. I'm gonna have to check the database and see exactly what moves exist here. But of course, queen to b6 exists, b5 exists. b5 has been played. Yeah, b5 by far the main move in the position. And here White realistically only has a couple of main moves. One of them being a3, and the other one being d takes c5. I believe Gregor Gajewski gives the move d takes c5 in his course, although I have not reviewed the lines in that e4 course in quite some time. But I seem to recall he gives one of the less, like not the actual main line. Yeah, this line has been revived in Grandmaster practice. It's pretty much all the rage nowadays in the French. And thank you so much for the new follow here, Giev Sanchez. Yeah, a3 is by far the main move, as I recall. And then we have d takes c5 as a secondary option. And finally, even more minor sidelines, such as bishop to e2. Okay, let me open up the YouTube chat as well here, so I can read everybody's comments. I see that somebody has said that Anna looks very pretty today. I guess she has the same outfit as yesterday. Not much has changed. But maybe a better hair day. And I see Randy is also back in the chat with us. So okay, what happened? a3, queen a5. a3 followed by queen a5. This is of course one of the more main lines of the entire French Steinitz complex. This has a high drawing rate. Lots and lots of draws. So normally what black is hoping for is that white is going to make a huge strategic error, might be even a tactical error at this point, to castle long. If white castles long in this position, the pawn storm on the queen side is almost decisive already. So usually the players with the white pieces have favored an approach of eliminating the pawn storm by capturing on c5 first. Yeah, that's exactly what has happened here. White conveniently takes the pawn on c5, therefore making the black pawn storm a lot less strong. After a3, Magnus played g5 once. Was that some bullet game? That looks kind of ridiculous. Maybe not really. Let me check. Has he really played g5? That's what's exciting. I mean, the move looks kind of strange to play this early, so I like Anna-Maja's approach with queen a5. This plan with h4 I'm not so familiar with, Konstantin. Of course, I'm familiar with h4, h5 plans in the winnower, not so much in the French Steinitz variation that we have on the board. But I'm a much weaker chess player than you are, so I'll take your word for the fact that the plan exists. Yeah, I guess it's some sort of compensation based on the fact you're getting the bishop there. I don't know. I don't know exactly the point of g5. But also, I would not play such a move in a slow time control game unless I was prepared very deeply with some engines. Oh, Konstantin, do you actually play this line with black? You're actually a French player now? I did not know. I did not know this. Okay, so she should capture this pawn on c5, of course, and probably capturing with the bishop makes the most sense. Not really. Not really. Black really doesn't have that many options. Because b4, well, b4 is not yet a threat by white, because we can just take and then the rook on a1 hangs. But the problem is, b4 could be a threat later. So... your former trainer was a big expert on French, okay. Master Chess Dojo, play all the openings equally poorly. That's the way to go. John's Chess Channel, hello on the YouTube chat. It's marvelous that she has 5 points. I agree. It would have been even more marvelous to face a titled player today and fight for a WGM norm, but this is also okay. A reminder that the rating change does not go on the September list that comes up in 2 days. This tournament ends too close to the end of the month, so the rating change will only be reflected on the October monthly list. So if you're checking the FIDE list 2 days from now and you see that her rating has not changed, don't panic. That is desired behavior. It's not a bug in the system. Do not alert anybody. Matthias Bluebaum has played this line a lot. Yes, I think he is one of the bigger experts on the French defense nowadays. And before him, Georg Maia was also a big expert on the French. However, he generally preferred to play the Rubinstein variation and exchange very early on e4. Olympiad is in September, right? Yes, the Olympiad is in September and the rating change will go on the October list as well. Speaking of Georg Maia, is he going to play for Uruguay in the Olympiad? This would be interesting to check. And if you're curious how to get to the team compositions for the Olympiad, I'm going to copy-paste the link here in the chat. If you click on that chess results link, that's going to be the open section of the Olympiad. So let's take a look if Team Uruguay has Mr. Maia in the squad. They do. And he is outrating everybody else by a solid 200 rating points. So I suppose we're going to see plenty of French defenses from him in the Olympiad. Is it out of theory? No. This is still theory. Chaos, welcome to the stream. This is still theory, buddy. Yeah, bishop takes c5, by far the main move here. Played in 97% of master level games. See, Otto Rocks has also joined us in the YouTube chat. Hello, Otto. I'll also paste, yeah, I'll paste the link in the YouTube chat as well. And she has played the move pawn to b4. Now this must be some sort of, I don't know, some sort of prep, but I don't really like it. Also, black scores poorly from this position. I think, yeah. Okay, so white has to play the move knight a2 here. And white is pretty much, I would say, almost forced to play knight a2. This has been played recently by Alireza Firouzja against Hu Yifan. So I suppose that white, you know, by the process of elimination is going to arrive at this move. Yeah, b4 hasn't really been tried much. She does not look confident. I guess she doesn't. And knight to a2 has been played. I mean, God of Strategy G. It's not really difficult to find the move knight a2. This move is pretty easy to find, I would say. No, Alireza was playing with the white pieces in that game against Hu Yifan. Maybe she has looked at this line deeper with some engine. It could be. It could be that she has looked at this a bit deeper. Bishop c5 and liquidation. Yeah, I'm not sure if this liquidation really helps black, because the bishop on c8 is still a bit unhappy. So my honest take on it is that b4 is a bit premature for black. Yeah, okay, I don't really care so much about what the engine thinks, but let's just analyze humanly. So normally you want to go for moves such as b5, b4 in the French, when you've at least mobilized more of your pieces. This one seems premature, because even if you trade on c5, let's say bishop takes c5, yeah, just let's say bishop takes c5, bishop takes c5, queen takes c5 to stay out of the pin, you're actually losing a pawn almost for nothing. Like, this pawn on b4 is kind of doomed. And it's not entirely clear to me what black has really accomplished here with the bishop still on c8, locked behind the pawn chain. It is possible she has mixed up some lines also. It is possible. Pawn takes a3 has been given in the chat here as a suggestion. Does it work? I really don't think it works. And I don't think it works for a very specific reason. I don't think it really works for a very specific reason, and that reason is trade of queens followed by pawn to b4. No, white would be very happy to trade queens and go into the endgame there, because the a3 pawn for black turns out to be very weak, and otherwise the queen side is entirely going in white's favor there, the structure and all. Yeah, okay, that's an important line. ba3, queen takes a5, a takes b2, we have queen c3, saving the queen and getting ready to capture on a1 back. A very important tactical detail. Yeah, so I think taking on c5 here is the only good option for black. Specifically, bishop takes. Anna is cooking something very special. I like your optimism. I would say it's not entirely clear if she has mishandled the opening or if she's actually looked deeper into this line. Update, please. We think she might have gotten move ordered, or rather, we think she might have deviated from the proper move order on the previous move here. It's unclear. And she takes with a knight on c5. Okay, I think that firmly confirms our suspicion. Or rather, wait a second. Is bishop c5 or knight c5 the main move here? Can somebody tell me? Can somebody tell me? What was the main move? Knight takes or bishop takes on c5? That is the move played by Ho Yifan. Okay. Alrighty. John's chess channel on YouTube says that she's permanently under pressure from here, and the computer does not like this at all. Okay. I guess that's pretty reasonable. Hold up. What's the main line? So let's say A takes B. Knight takes b4. Oh, there's some tactical details there. So A takes b4, knight takes b4, queen takes b4 doesn't work because we have the intermezzo knight d3 check, followed by picking up the queen on b4 with our bishop. That's a nice trick. That is a nice trick. What is bad here? Mostly the fact that our bishop on c8 is not going to play. And, well, yeah, pretty much our rooks and our bishop on c8 are not mobilized. And it will take some time. It will take some time to mobilize all the forces. Alireza against Ifan followed knight takes c5, a b4, knight takes b4, wait, hold up. A b4, knight b4, c3, knight b3, c b4, queen a4. Holy moly, can you guys visualize that entire position? That is proving difficult for me to visualize already. So from the current position, Alireza took on b4 with the pawn. Knight takes b4. Pawn to c3. Attacking our little horsey. Knight to b3 is forking the queen on d2 and the rook on a1. C takes b4 is winning a knight and also attacking our queen. Queen a4 dodges that attack and keeps the fork going. Queen d1 is pinning the knight so we cannot take on a1. Bishop to d7 is guarding the queen on a4, so we are renewing the threat of taking on a1. King f2 gets ready to bring the rook from the corner and sacrifices the exchange in the other corner. So that's it's a pretty nice line in Alireza against Ifan. But what is good about the position? Ooh, ouch! You're gonna make me try to find positives in a French defense. Historically speaking, that has proven very hard for me. Historically speaking, I find it very hard to see positives in the French defense, but for your sake, Archie, I will try. So we have some like all of the lines here. All of the lines here are based on like little tactical nuances. And somebody stronger than me at chess can confirm, but the continuation in Alireza against Ifan seems to be at least a +1, if not better, for white. Like, judging by how the pieces are placed at the end of that variation. So yeah, like, finding some positives, it would be that black is playing for some tactical tricks, and that white's pieces are also not really fully developed yet. So it's not like either king is unsafe. But okay, so white is actually thinking, and Anna-Maja is taking a stroll away from the bluff, or she's actually still in prep and just trying to appear that she's not in prep. because that would be a 5D move. Yeah, that'd be 5D chess. If she's actually still in prep. Stockfish, slightly stronger than me. No, only slightly. Only slightly. Gives around plus 1.8. Yeah, this Stockfish guy. Man, I miss the good old times when we were just playing in the park and I was smashing this fool. But I don't know what happened. I'm still 1900 and Stockfish is double my rating. Need to ask about the diet or something. I'm not eating enough fish or protein or something. I'm staying at as a weak 1900 for now. Yeah, no, I think the line itself is quite complicated. If you haven't studied this exact position, if you've never seen it, it may not be entirely obvious how to follow the top engine variation. Like, I mean, okay, I can also, I'll look in the database again. I'll fire up the database here from the current board position. First of all, I'm going to filter the database by amateur games. Knight takes c5, which Anna played, has led to situations where, okay, actually it's not a common position at all, but white scores very well in both the amateur database and the masters database. Really? Alireza was the only one who took. Really? Well, that is something. So, okay, and the other people in the masters database were rated respectively 2578, 2512, 2379, and 2243. So, I guess that's the difference between a 2700 and a 2500. 2700 is going to find the best move. A takes b4 is by far the best move for white here, and what he should play. All the other moves are vastly, vastly inferior. So, yeah, A takes b4 is a move that would lead to big advantage for white. The other moves still keep the position rather balanced. And if you are to... Is this some kind of opening bomb? No, I don't think it's necessarily an opening bomb. To me, it looks like she's slightly bluffing right now. Like, you know, just judging from her body language, having known her since 2021. I've known her for 3 years. I followed her OTB tournaments quite a lot. Can kind of tell when she's actually confident versus when she's faking being confident. And right now, I think she's like kind of backtracing the moves she has made on the board and trying to appear confident, but I think she's aware she might have swapped the move order there. I think taking on c5 is what the theory has. Yeah, I think it was a move order mishap there. But it happens. I mean, guys, imagine you are studying so many chessable courses and so many other books. It's likely that at some point you're going to mishandle some move order. For God's sake, look at Anna-Maja. She just actually losing the game after only 3 minutes of thinking against Fabiano. Anna-Maja, she just pretty much made all the moves in that Sicilian Dragon Yugoslav attack from the white side instantly. And then at some point plays g5. Not very exciting in his case, because it blunders knight takes e4, which is a common tactic in the Yugoslav. So, yeah. I guess if Nepo, who is a very strong player, can do that, then lower ranked players can also be excused. Was this a French defense? Yes, this was a French defense. For everybody asking, how can you tell? We have a horrible bishop on c8. Must have been a French defense. This bishop on c8 is pretty much out of play for now. Magnus would still win with down a piece versus the dragon. Oh wow. I think that's a bold prediction right there. I think that's a pretty bold prediction. Also, white is looking not confident. And judging from the way he has played in this tournament, at least on the DGT boards, he is sometimes making some calculation errors, which are unusual for a player of his strength. Wait, when was this game? When did, okay, can you guys paste the link in the chat? I need to expand my chess culture. I need to expand my chess culture and see this game against Gawain Jones. See, I seem to vaguely recollect this game, but like very vaguely. Like, you know, it's somewhere deeply buried in my brain. Yeah. So, like, I have the information somewhere in the back of my head that Magnus just blundered and then he still won. But I could not remember it was a game against Jones or the year or the opening. So let's see, is Ryabukhin going to take on b4 with the pawn? Or is he going to do something else? He's slightly hunched over the board now, staring intently at the squares in the center. I think judging from his eye movement, he's a bit unconvinced about a takes b4, and it's more likely that he'll play knight to d4 here. That's a very, you know, it's a pretty bold prediction though. Screws in the chat, Bucks Lion in the chat, Akjet in the chat. All of these legendary community members are here. And Bucks Lion, of course, #1 mod, leading the armies of Mordor. Oh, actually, sorry, leading the armies of Gondor. Yes, you are leading. I think playing A takes b4, when you think your opponent actually knows what she's doing, is risky. So if Anna is successfully bluffing Roman, then he might be like, okay, you know what? I don't know this position. I guess Anna-Maja has prepared something. This is unknown to me. Let me play something a bit safer. So somehow I find knight to d4 more likely, which is clearly an inferior move compared to a takes b4. Yeah, like, I wouldn't say this is a critical position by any chance, but it is getting close to being somewhat critical. Akjet, would you like to join me on the commentary today? And the thing is, white still retains an edge with both a b4 and knight d4. So in that sense, it's not like the game is going to be decided right here, right now. But of course, a takes b4 is much stronger. You think he'll go a4? Really? a4. Okay. What's the idea with a4? Can I just take there? How bad? How bad is taking? Well, I just asked him if he wants to. I mean, having a weak 2000, joining a weak 1900 is a great thing. a4 is a pretty good joke, I agree. Fide Anastasios Koukas, very good. Very, very good. This man has a good rapid rating, 1981. It's very good. I'm gonna check my ratings now. Oh, at least I'm above him in Blitz still. So chat, I still have Akjet beat in the Blitz department. But not for too long. Because actually I lost 27 Blitz points in my last tournament. So I'm not gonna be above him in any of the 3 time controls any longer in September. Exposing the weak 1900 in Twitch chat. Oh no, guys, what are you doing? Not even 4,000 combined elo. Yeah, well, wait and see if Agjet can join. So I will have to depart in roughly 30 minutes or so. Okay, let me read up in the Discord. What are you guys typing in the Discord? Well, you're not typing much. You are not yapping nearly enough in the server. Step up your game. Step up your game, chat. Discord's all quiet today. We have a question from YouTube if we can take on b4. Well, white can certainly take on b4, and that would be the best move. Taking with a pawn on b4 is the best move, but I'm not sure. Will it happen? Will white do this? Some calculation is required. Also, if she's actually bluffing in this position and it works again one day after bluffing with g4 and being rewarded for it, she should start playing poker. Oh my lord, are you guys going to Singapore to play chess? Ooh, rip your rating. So let me be very clear. Traveling to Singapore to play in an open against underrated locals and possibly lots of players from India is suicidal. So, I wouldn't recommend playing there unless you truly didn't care about your rating at all. It's a graveyard for rating. Singapore, in my simulations, is one of the most underrated countries in the world. It's only trailing Sri Lanka and India, and I believe Kazakhstan or something like that. So, yeah, Singapore is very underrated. No, wait, what do you mean? Screws is playing? I didn't see that. Did he say that? I don't think I got that far. Yeah, Kazakhstan is very underrated. Also, Uzbekistan is super underrated too. I mean, I was following some results from the European Youth Championships just to see which countries are gaining a lot of points and which countries are donating. And the usual suspects are farming everybody else. And of course, when we talk about the usual suspects, that would be Armenia. Armenia is very strong compared to the rest of the field. Azerbaijan is also very strong. Pretty much everybody from Azerbaijan is farming. And then, not lastly, we have Turkey. Turkey is going insanely well in these European Youth Championships recently. They're really doing super, super well. And apart from that, Greece is known to be quite underrated. However, this year they're not doing well in the European Youth overall. Like, very few of the Greeks are battling for medals 2 rounds before the end of the tournament. Whereas in previous years they had more good performances. And then Poland is one of the usual suspects, and they are battling for many medals in the European Youth. So the usual suspects are farming, and of course, countries such as Germany and Hungary are getting farmed into oblivion, as expected. Yeah, I haven't even checked Austria. Austria is mostly getting farmed there. Time situation, please. Oh, okay. Let's get the time. We have 1 hour and 10 minutes for white, 1:25 for black. So Anna-Maja is up 15 minutes. It's on the clock. If you assume that whatever Screws says is always true and it's not sarcastic, you don't know your fellow mod nearly well enough. Not Screws, Agjet basically only made it straight out of Compton recently. His first trip to Budapest for the Buda Grand Prix several years back, I believe, was his first tournament that he played abroad. So yeah, basically Greek box. Straight out of Athens. Straight out of Athens, Anastasios Koukas. One of the long-time members and VIPs of this community. Getting fully deserved recognition for his recent trip to Hungary, where he depleted the reserves of grains. He took all the wheat and the corn away from the Hungarian population and farmed them into oblivion. The top move was a takes b4. However, I believe this player went for knight to d4. So my earlier prediction was correct. So knight to d4 played rather than a takes b. Athens, not as tough as a neighborhood as Compton. Spoken like somebody from San Bernardino or nearby suburbs. Yeah, actually, Master Chess Dojo, where is your headquarters? Somewhere in Florida, yeah? All of a sudden, I'm getting this strange urge to just check all of LA's suburbs. So I know Riverside and San Bernardino, but now I'm kind of curious where Compton is located. I mean, I've only lived in the Bay Area and near Sacramento, so I don't really know the LA metro area. Oh yeah, Compton is not close to San Bernardino. It's way closer to Long Beach. All right, we learned something new today. I always assumed that straight out of Compton referred to the suburb of LA. Is there one also in New York City? Because that would be news to me. I'm not saying there isn't, but I'm just saying it would be new to me. So, who knows? Okay, so after knight to d4, there have been several master games here that continued with knight takes d4. Also, queen to c7 might be objectively the best move. We are intending to just get out of this annoying pin, or rather, just moving the queen back to safety and trying to get the knight installed on e4 with tempo. So queen to c7 here would be a much better move than simply trading on d4. Because if you trade on d4 right away, actually white can insert the move a takes b4, attacking our queen, and then we're actually losing, like at the end of the day, we are losing material. So we need to find this queen to c7 move. And then I think it's easier to play the position. After a takes b4, knight e4, and all of a sudden, it's not possible for the white queen to still defend b4. So if in the line queen c7, a takes b4, knight e4, black is going to recollect this pawn on b4 and equalize the material balance. And after that, our bishop probably goes to d7, and we have no problems long term. But she needs to find, like queen c7, she really needs to find here. Also, I forgot to say hello to Jenny the Tactician. That was not on purpose. I'm just scrolling back to through the chat now. Hello, Jenny. Welcome here. Or maybe I already said hi, but I forgot already. That's also possible. When you have the attention span of a frog, that could happen sometimes. Also, sorry to all the frogs for insulting them by affiliating them with me. Okay, and she takes on d4. She takes on d4. This is not the best move. This is not the best move because now there's nothing stopping white from taking on b4. Yeah, the position is becoming hard to play for black.
Hello.
Oh ho ho! We have some new and very familiar voices. Hello, Akjet. Welcome.
Welcome. Welcome. Can you hear me correctly? Because my computer's acting up again.
I can hear you. Let's hear back from the chat as well.
All right. Okay. So today is the day that I learn how to play the French because I have no idea. Let's see. So what is going on in this game? Knight c5, knight d4. Okay.
Somebody says that you're louder than me, but okay, I believe only mods could potentially
I'm louder.
Change. Yeah, like on the stream.
Okay.
Apparently, you're coming through louder or something. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I don't really know how to. I guess from the I'm already at maximum input.
So, yeah, I disrupted you. I think. What were you saying about taking on d4? That is not.
Yeah, I said taking on d4 is bad because of pawn takes b4, and now we're actually just going to be down a pawn for no clear benefit.
Okay.
I mean, what would you play? Like, where do you play your queen now?
What does black play then? I'm completely lost in this position. I guess queen c7.
I mean,
I don't know.
if you're going to lose material anyways, you might as well put one of the knights on b3.
You played knight b3. Yeah, you played knight b3.
Yeah, just knight. Let's say knight c b3. Yeah, knight c b3 looks interesting.
C and then queen takes a1. Yeah. Although we're actually winning these. No? I'm
This
very
is some
confused with this.
crazy. This is some crazy position, dude. Hold up, the game is not over. The game is not over at all yet, chat.
Okay, he took on b4, right? He took on b4,
Yes.
and now black to move, I guess.
Yes.
Okay, so if you go back with a queen, then you're down a pawn, right? So this is basically we're at.
Sorry, I think you cut out there for a second. I couldn't hear you for a few seconds.
Oh, okay. So I said, like, if we go back with the queen now, then we are just down a pawn, and
yes,
well, we can it's like admitting our mistake, but it's it's very green to fold this, try and fold this with this bishop on c8 as well. But can't really do anything.
Well, yeah. I mean, what do you play here? Even knight b3. Yeah, knight c b3.
Yeah, I guess you have to go. So knight b3. I guess c takes b3 and this.
Yeah, pawn takes b3, bishop takes b4, and white cannot take with the queen because we have knight c2 check.
Yeah.
So I think the main line here goes knight c b3, pawn takes b3, bishop takes b4, knight takes b4, queen takes a1, and then king f2, and we have to decide how to continue there. Pretty crazy. That is a pretty crazy position.
But our pieces are terrible, so I'm not sure who is better.
I mean, this bishop on c8 is not...
Actually, wait. We're losing the queen. Because, okay, like, we have to save the knight, right? And then bishop d5.
Hold up, we can still take on b3 and attack their queen, yeah? We have, so after king f2, we have knight takes b3. Yeah, okay, this is very difficult. This is very difficult.
A takes b5, rook takes a8. So white is winning.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a game in the move 16, and then black played.
Well, on bishop b5 check, I think we have to go king to d8. But yeah, chat, I actually have to depart from the commentary now. I'll leave you in the hands of Akjet. Maybe I will return later if the game goes for a really long time. But until then, stay tuned, follow Akjet's commentary. He's stronger than me. And cheer for Anna.
Okay.
So bye, Akjet. Good luck with the commentary. Hope to join you later, maybe.
Yeah, good luck with whatever you drink. I don't know.
Cheers. Yeah. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Vlad, for you are stuck with me for now. Well, I mean, I'm as clueless as you about this position. I have no clue what is going on. I can only see the games in the database. I do not dare to turn off the engine because that will crush my laptop. So yeah, but this is a position that requires a lot of calculations, and yeah, I guess I wouldn't be surprised if Anna-Maja thinks for like 30 minutes here or something. But would it really be two pieces for rook? I'm not sure. Like after knight b3, you want to take on b3, I guess, and then bishop takes b4. So this is like a whole kind of line, like knight b4, queen a1 check. Then actually, what happened with a queen for white and 2 rooks for black? But the problem is our second rook is on h8, and it's kind of sad, I suppose. Yeah, I don't really know how to evaluate this position. So let's see. Well, first of all, she has to find the move knight b3, right? I mean, it's really hard to. Oh, bishop b5, you want bishop d7, okay. So you don't want to take. Okay, I didn't consider this. Bishop d7. I suppose I take well, I can d2 and I take back on d2. Our second rook can get into the game, but problem is our a6 pawn is going to probably fall. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I like the thing is, it's very hard to be in Anna-Maja's. Because first of all, she has to find all these moves, and then she has to evaluate the resulting position, which is not easy at all. Like she might see the moves, but she might not trust the evaluation of the final position to be good for her. Which, I mean, actually, I don't think it's that great for black, but it's not like she has anything better. Like if she moves away from the fork with the queen, then she's just down a pawn for nothing. So yeah, I guess. Very weird position as well. And I also see there's another game where at 2200 as black took on c2. What is the point? But like, yeah, after c2, you know, still forked. Okay, so this game continues. Queen takes c4, b3. Weird positions. I'm breaking up. What do you mean? It's my sound. Yeah, I mean, I was trying to set up the like Discord for some reason. Discord on PC kind of takes a lot of the computer resources. So yeah, I guess that's what's happening. Oh, okay. Let me leave and rejoin. Maybe that would make it better. Okay, maybe now you can hear me better. Not sure. Yeah, my computer is like very old. Headset is, yeah, I'm using a headset, but it's not really the point. Okay, is it better now? I guess. Yeah, I don't know. So I guess Anna is still thinking. Yeah. Does she really have any alternative except knight b3 though? Like the second alternative is to try and play something right, like knight e4. and try and claim some. There is some can't really see, to be honest. Yeah, knight c2. We looked at that. Maybe you didn't. Okay, has it been played? Knight c2. Yeah. I mean, knight c2. Doesn't really work. Queen Ben played in 2000. So yeah, that has actually happened in game, and White basically just won the night and then just won the game. Because like Black, the only thing that Black will get there is one pawn, and okay, Black's pieces will be freed, but at the cost of a knight. So that's probably not good. Like we're just down a piece in this variation, I think. So the only thing that looks playable is knight b3 right now. Yeah, queen c7 was the move that she had to play, but it's not really the most intuitive move. Like playing queen a5 and few moves going back to c7, but she really had to step away from this fork. And the point being that after queen c7 and move 12, then it's time to take on b4 with the knight on the next move, which would recover the pawn. And then I guess this is a balanced position. Well, I still kind of prefer white a little bit because, again, bishop on c8 is not really getting out anytime soon. However, yeah, this is a much more manageable position. You could argue that the knight on a2 is also a bit weird. So, yeah, queen c7 had to be played there instead of taking on d4. Oh, she took on c2. Okay. Yeah, that, unfortunately, should do that. Yes. Can she play knight d3? D4. And hope for something here. There will be a checkmate. Okay, yeah, this looks. I mean, this is probably forced mate, so I guess I can turn on the stuff face there. But queen trade. Yeah, queen a4, and so the thing is that. Like so, yeah. I was thinking if there was something like else than queen a4 there, but it didn't really look like it. It looked like it just blunders mate for Black. So Yeah, my variation was not that great. But the problem after queen a4 is that takes and b3 is basically GG. Because that poor knight on a4 cannot get out. Can only go forward to b2, but that is yeah. That is gone. Yeah, it is one piece. We were well, no, it is one piece. Like we didn't really lose a piece on c2. That was kind of an in-between move. Because remember, or the opponent didn't capture back on b4, right? Yeah, so it's only going to be one piece down for a pawn. Yeah, this is still not that amazing for black. Like, this should be winning. Yeah. I guess that's like a case of like mixing up something in prep, I suppose, and playing b4. Like this was kind of the mistake. I mean, to be honest, Hu Yifan made the same mistake, so at least you're in good company, I guess. Yeah, things is realized for quite a while that this is, yeah, this is kind of sitting there like, my piece is dropped. But yeah, I mean, if Hu Yifan made the same mistake with before, that only speaks us like to how bad the France is. Like even a player that's great as Hu Yifan loses in 15 moves. And then okay, like yeah, this tiny France it's very hard to face for black. Like you have to be really precise. And you can see like one mistake and basically okay in this position, but he's much better. He didn't. And then he made another mistake, and then the game is pretty much over, I suppose. Like, yeah. It's very complicated position. Yeah. I mean, it's not my fault. Like, I only tell you guys what I see, you know? Is it normal for both bishops to remain in the 8th? Usually not. Well, it's normal for the light square bishop in the France. The other guy should have been developed on c5, on move 9. Or, yeah, move 10, sorry. But yeah, it looks like... No, I did not laugh at your commentary. What happened? Why is showing so strong winning for white? Because our knight is dropped. So, yeah. This knight in a4 has nowhere to go because the bishop on e3 controls the b6 square. And if it goes forward, then white would play bishop to d4. And then the knight will be truly buried in white's position. So, yeah. I mean, we can win a pawn for the knight. Knight c3, knight c3, bishop d4. But it's not enough, sadly. Like, yeah, white should be more than... yeah, he should just win this easily. I guess I'm not... I guess I'll take the blame and just say it was my fault. And then I will not commentate again. Surprised to see Anna make this mistake so much time the clock to calculate. Yeah, to be fair, maybe she thought there was nothing better than than what she did. I'm not sure actually. Maybe she didn't see b3. I don't know. But it's a really hard position. Like maybe maybe she thought that she blundered already before, and she didn't realize that she had a saving chance. Yeah, it's hard to. Yeah, as I said, this is a really hard position to play. Like even the fact, okay, the computer would say that it's like equal. I don't know, after move 12 queen c7 or something, but still, it's really really tough to play. Like all the tactics are really really accurately to not be losing, basically. And even then, you're just worse. Like in the best case scenario, white is still better. So yeah, this b4 move. Stuff. Anyway, I'll be fine. Like there is 200 and something games in the database, and 84% of them were drawn. So yeah, so I guess that should be equal, I suppose. Is not good. Following Anna's Giri's course? I don't think so, but yeah, I don't know. Can I fast forwards? Well, if you tell me how, have to leave for dinner. I mean, I don't think the result of this game will change. I mean, I don't want to jinx, but I'd love to jinx the opponent, actually. But I don't think this is salvageable after b3. Like, she might even resign after b3. I think she just is like in shock, realizing like what went wrong and what she's already making the this emote. Let me type the emote. So yeah. Yeah, not in that way, Mr. Scrooge, no. But yeah, I mean, I don't think white should be able to beat Magnus from this position. He's up a piece, so yeah. And he's up a piece in a kind of clean position as well. Yeah, so this is unfortunate. I mean, you never want to resign on move 16, though. That's the thing, right? I mean, yeah. You can play like 10 moves quickly, to make it seem like you put up at least a fight. Like that is usually what I do when I'm losing on move 15 or something. Yeah, I play some moves very fast, some tactical tricks, and then I resign on move 25 or so. But yeah, I mean, no one is going to change the results unless the opponent does something really weird. Like, I don't know, he had some really weird games prior to this one, but it looks like in this one he came with confidence to win, and he played this line quite well from the white side. Knight be too long. Yeah, even that wouldn't work because it's in classical. I believe you only lose after the second illegal move. So yeah, disrespectful to play 10 quick moves. I mean, the reason I do this like quickly is exactly to not be disrespectful. So I'm not wasting any time. I'm just pre-move like some random moves and then resign. So I think it's more disrespectful to let your time run out or something. So, but maybe I think she's just trying to find out where she went wrong. But I guess that's the thing. That's the thing for after the game. I don't think there are any chances here. Like, okay, what could you try? I suppose you could try a5 or something. I don't know. Like a5. Oh, but yeah, they're clearly not going anywhere. We're just on a piece. So it's hard. How is the score? She's on 5 points out of 7. Yes, she's having a great tournament so far. And I mean, even if she loses this game, she can finish on a high note tomorrow. She can finish on 6 out of 9, and she will have gained a lot of rating. So, yeah, it's not the end of the world. Of course, it's an unfortunate result, but she can still bounce back. At least it's not the last round. Because usually what they say is in tournaments, you only kind of feel the tournament is good if you did well in the last round. A round 8 doesn't really matter too much. Like, yeah. I mean, I played like a tournament very recently, actually. I finished 2 days ago. And okay, I did well in the tournament, but I lost the last round. So it was kind of, yeah, I could have done better. So, if she manages to turn to, okay, let's say she loses this game, then she wins last round, then she can end the tournament on a high note. Yeah, a5. I mean, nothing really works, to be honest. Yeah, a5, yeah, this bishop check, or even b takes a4 is good for white, I guess. But, yeah. The funny thing is that this position has actually happened before. There is a 2200 guy who made the same in the same exact way. So yeah, at least, And the game is actually being played. I'm checking this game. This game was actually being played in January of 2000, which is when Anna-Maja was born. So, yeah. So it was, 25 years ago almost. Anna loves to talk, which is counterintuitive to being a first player. I mean, you can be aggressive with a friend in some cases. Like she loves her early G5 pawn pushes, H5 pawn pushes. It's just that this variation in particular is a bit, it's not one when you can push pawns freely and not have any consequences, I guess. So, yeah. But I don't really agree with this comment. Like, the French is actually could actually be an aggressive opening, at least some variations of it. Maybe the Sicilian would suit her more, yeah. But well, playing the Sicilian requires a very, very good theoretical knowledge, I would say. So, yeah, I'm sure she's preparing something as like a secondary weapon. If you guys didn't know, Anna is making a chessable course very soon, I believe. And that would be on e4, e5 as black. You can see what she is working in the future, what she is working on. in the future. I don't know about this as well, because I saw it on Discord. So I just thought, okay, let's advertise it. Why not? But yeah. You'd have to ask her, All Guns Blazing. I don't really know. I mean, I like the Petrov myself. So I hope it's that, but I don't think it is, because if it was the Petrov, then it would have been called the Petrov course, not an E45. So I suppose it's like normal stuff. Maybe some Breyer or some kind of positions like that. Which is kind of sad. Like, I remember back in the day, a Swedish GM, Nils Grandelius, he did a Q&A on I don't remember if it was on Chessable or something. Yeah, some Chess24 related website. And I asked him about this, and I said, like, why are there no courses on the Petrov? And he said, yeah, that's true, you know. This is a big market gap. And since then, there still have not been any good courses on the Petrov. So, yeah, I guess that people don't really like the Petrov. They think it's just boring, but it's actually, yeah. Some people might find it boring, but it's actually a very solid weapon to have as black, and yeah. I'd like to see a course in the future, a good course on that opening. There is one on, there are some, but I don't know. Like, I am not satisfied, let's say. When Nepo played the Petrov against Hans, he just laughed. What? Really? Did Hans win? The thing is that most GMs, they regard the Petrov as a drawing weapon, right? So they're not really going to write a course on a drawing weapon, because that's not what sells courses. So yeah, that's I guess why this happened. But I think a lot of people, like lower rated people like myself, would love to learn a solid opening like that. I think like a lot of players in, let's say, the 2000 to 2300 range would benefit learning the Petrov. Also, how to play against the Petrov. That is also something. And it's getting more popular, I think, at that level. So, I mean, I in my recent tournament, I faced a guy rated 19 something, who usually played the Sicilian, but he surprised me with the Petrov. But unfortunately for him, I've played the Petrov all my life, so that was not really a surprise. Yeah, there's not a lot to be done here, to be honest. That's why I'm yapping about random things. But yeah, I guess the opponent was really well prepared, and then yeah, she got into a really hard position. So okay, she played 9, which is the B4 was recommended. Wow. Like in some, I guess that is pre-engine. Yeah. Because games with B4 are from like the era, so I guess that makes sense. Knight C3 B. And I mean, white just can play any move. Bishop D4, Bishop B2, King D2, Rook C1. Just defend the knight in any way. Yeah, just a piece up. bishop to d2 was the move chosen in the game. Welcome back, Matthew. Welcome back. Yeah, it should have been like before the. I'm not sure. Like, I'm pretty sure who didn't walk into this willingly. She probably also misremembers her prep or something. Yeah, I think she just forgot what the move was after d takes c5, or maybe confused it with another line where she plays b4 after white takes on c5. I don't really know. But yeah, she probably just misremembered something. It happens, I guess. It sucks with sharp opening like French Steinitz, but yeah. "11 knights, 5 games." From after White's move 10, there's been 238 games in the database. 232 of them went bishop takes c5, and 6 of them went b4. And Black didn't win a single game after b4. He lost 5 of them and 1 draw. And the draw happened after b4, knight a2, knight takes c5, knight d4, which is what happened in Anna's game, and then queen c7, which we said earlier with Vlad that this was the best move for Black. So yeah, someone managed to draw from this position. But in general, it's a very tough position for Black. Like this b4 push with everything undeveloped. I guess either from a like a strategic perspective shouldn't really work. Like you have not developed any pieces and you're just pushing. It's very tough to recover from this kind of loss. I would say just look on the look forward to the next game. White pieces, just finish with a win, and tournament still is a net positive. Like, yeah, at least this this didn't happen in a norm game or in a really important game. One bad thing is that she might be out for the general prizes, I suppose. But I think with 6 points, she can still be the top woman and the top streamer, I suppose. So nothing really much lost, I guess. Yeah. Gonna play bishop d4, by the way. Yeah, but it doesn't. I mean, yeah, we can at least get the bishop to play. Yeah, play something like bishop d7, and claim we finally developed all pieces, but we are face down. But it's yeah, as I said, it's still a good tournament for her. Yeah, as Matthew is saying as well. Like, she should not get upset after this loss. Like, this loss does not erase the good tournament so far. And yeah, just finish on a high note, and we look forward to the next tournament for Anna-Maja, which is probably the Olympiad in Budapest, where she can carry her rating gains from this tournament and multiply them, hopefully. So yeah. Welcome back, Ludo. I mean, I'm surprised that she's thinking like it should be quite obvious that there are not really any chances to recover the piece at least. So, yeah, I don't know. She could play G5 for the fans, just to get G5 in before she resigns or something. Okay, she played a short move. Yeah, it's kind of like a mouse slip. Like King E7. Okay, there we go. It's just like a mouse slip in a way. You misremember something, stuck in a bad position, and there's not really much to do recover. Like chess is a cruel game. In this way, like sometimes, some mistakes you can't really, come back from them. Like as good as Anna-Maja is, yeah, some positions are just not recoverable, I would say. Yeah, you can see the opponent is just wanting to get this over with. You expect it not soon, really. I mean, I guess you can try and complicate. Don't really think there's much to do to be completely honest. Sadly, I mean, I would love if the position was more complicated, so at least there would be something, But yeah, you can see the evil bar is all the way up, all the way. So Anna-Maja is just not a person. I mean, to be honest, looking at some of the games this guy has played, I wouldn't blame her. Like, this guy was in a completely winning endgame, and then he fumbled it into a draw, and then he under-promoted to a knight. Where just promoting to a queen would give him a draw. He under-promoted to a knight, losing the game. So, yeah, I mean... But, like, it's hard to see how black comes back here, to be fair. Bishop D7, yeah. And, yeah, just be at peace with everything defended. Hello, Trexley, welcome. All I know for myself that I continue to play on till I get checkmated. I mean, I get that she doesn't want to be the person who finishes, in 1 hour, and that is embarrassing. Like, I would feel the same way myself. That's why I said I would at least play some moves. I guess it depends on the type of person that you are. Like, I played a guy in a recent tournament. He was rated 2085 or something, and he blundered against me. Like, it was a 20 moves in. It was not like a simple piece, but I basically would have gotten the queen for a rook in at least the variation that I calculated. So the moment he saw that I found the correct move, then he resigned instantly and just left. So it depends again on the type of person that you are. Like, I'm sure he's not the type of person that would like to, to leave early and leave any chances on the board. Although she realized that this position is completely lost. But, yeah, I guess Okay, Sis kind of picking up the pace as well now, playing a little bit more quicker. So I guess Sis, just making the final moves for resignation. King E2, Rook HC8. Attacking the knight. The opponent might not see it or play something weird to defend that would not work. So yeah. Hello, Gen Pixels. Oh. Anna does win sounder games from losing position when her opponent's blundering. The thing is, it's very hard to blunder in this position. Knight A4. Threatening knight B6. The reason why being up a piece is so good in chess is that every trade brings you closer to a win. So, for some, White has 6 pieces, including the king, and Black has 5. So what White wants to do is trade more pieces, because 6 to 5 is a good ratio, but 4 to 3, for instance, is even better ratio. So every trade is good for White, basically. And with the material superiority, Black cannot do much to avoid more trades. So this will certainly lead to a situation where Black will not have enough pieces to defend against, eventual promotion of something, or defend the pawn on A6 and then the B pawn promotes or something like that. Yeah. So that is the longer you play, the less it hurts after the game. That could also be true, I guess. Again, it depends on the type of player. The guy went to the beach or something. So I don't know. It's different for these players. Like for me, I would play on. Maybe not in this position, but I would at least play on few more moves, maybe. Yeah, after knight A4, for instance, there is knight B6 is unstoppable. You can't really prevent knight B6. So at the very least, White will trade more pieces. And then his other rook is coming to C1. So you at least trade a pair of minor pieces and a pair of rooks. And possibly win A6 in the process. So this position should be it's getting even more winning. If you said it's +4 after winning the piece, now it's plus. Yeah. The other problem about this loss is that I think that he's going to face low rated again in this in the last round. Although that actually might be better, at least finishing on a win, as I said, is always better. But yeah. Do you think Anna played not well because of the pairings and losing her chance of Dawn? At least she won't lose too many rating points. I don't think her missed normal opportunities affected her play too much. I think this is this mostly related to misremembering some theory. I wouldn't really be concerned about it too much. Well, she won't lose too many rating points. I would be concerned about 10 rating. I don't know what you guys call too many. I mean, okay, the opponent is not a 1700 or something, but still, losing 10 rating points because you didn't remember an opening is not what you want as a chess player. But yeah, the important thing is to bounce back. I think the important thing is to, to think less of this game and more about next one. It's funny though, like this guy has had such a weird tournament. Like I remember his game against Jesse, where he was winning, then he was losing. Yeah, it was some weird game. And Jesse just outplayed him. So that is the 8th round, actually, as you can see on screen. So there's one more left tomorrow. So knight a4, she played the move. Bishop to b5. And would get back into this game. If now the opponent king e3, you really have too few pieces to attack the white king, but at least she can try and get something interesting after. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. British Standard Time. Why are you commenting in British time? So that should be 11 Central Europe time. I guess the tournament is in British time, but yeah. So yeah, at least the opponent, could blunder something. Yeah, I like the move bishop to b5. Shows that at least you are, trying making some threats, just in case the opponent falls asleep or something. But the opponent has none of it and just goes rook c1, prevent pretty much the only trick black could try here. Because now, as I said, it's kind of forced that a pair of rooks at least will be exchanged, which would leave black with only 3 pieces. And then if you take off a pair of minor pieces that are looking at each other on d5 and d3, that would leave black with only 2 pieces. And yeah, sooner or later, black will have no pieces, basically. Rook to b8. Prevent another. Also getting out of 4 on b6, yeah. That is TST. Title Tuesday Standard Time or something? I don't know. Anna-Maja's non-chess club currently reads 550. Oh. I like how you guys are updating the command depending on the country that Anna-Maja is. It looks worried. I mean, yeah. I just ruined the match. Did I feel honored that Anna-Maja mentioned in my YouTube video? Ooh, I didn't know that. So I was actually going to do like a recap marathon today because I returned from my tournament and I had no idea what happened in this tournament. So I wanted to catch up, But then some things happened in my house. Like, apparently, yeah, some guy on the fourth floor is, well, he has forgotten something that drops water onto the floor. So yeah, my well, there was water on my ceiling basically. So I had to fix that. So I didn't watch all the recaps. I've managed to only watch round 1, but I will watch the rest of them. Hi YouTube chat. Yeah, I unfortunately I can't really open YouTube. Yeah, we are not, well. I'll try to not ignore them, but yeah. Greece is not on Central European time. It's on Eastern, so we are. It's currently 7:50. Like to open YouTube, but yeah, but that's nice. I will watch that video. The video against the Iron. Oh, the one that she won. That's nice. Big win for me, I guess. Okay, the opponent plays bishop to a7, attacking the rook. Yeah, that's the kind of move you make when you want the game to finally finish, I suppose. Yeah, some forcing games. Greece don't do daylight saving? Actually, we do. So, not sure where this info is coming from, but okay. Yeah, rook b8, rook back to a8. I suppose c5 or knight to b6. I don't know. Maybe the opponent goes back to d4 or no for some. That is possible. The country time zone quiz, oof. I mean, I know that pretty much all of Europe is on the same time zone except UK, Portugal, and Iceland on the west. And on the east, it's Finland, Greece, Romania, and I believe the Baltics. I'm actually not so sure about the Baltics, but yeah. Anna looks depressed. I mean, wouldn't you look depressed after blundering a piece? Bishop c5 played, by the way. Yeah, this game is shortly over, I suppose. At least they say that she can say that she didn't get miniature. Like a miniature is usually 25 moves or less. So, we survived. Even though we have been losing from move 15 or so. Like, I do this too. I usually try to make my losses over 25 moves. So, bishop takes c5 and I get... Yes, Black will soon only be reduced to one rook. And one rook is not enough to hold the fortress here. The a6 pawn in particular is the target. And then white will just queen the b pawn. That is how, well, if it were like an online game where people, don't resign, probably that would be what's happened. The opponent is even taking his time on how to recapture on c5. Taking on b5, by the way, is bad, I suppose. If white takes on b5 here, then black is back in the game. Because after a takes b5, knight takes c5, rook takes a1, rook takes a1, rook takes c5. It's equal material. So if white touches the b5 bishop, then yeah, but unfortunately he took with a horse. And white can play d4 soon, I guess, as well, just to cement that horse. Or if black takes on d3, then you can recapture with a knight, proposing a trade of rooks. That can't really be avoided, because if the rook moves away, then you go with the 7th land. So it's getting more and more straightforward for white. Yeah, rook takes c5 is the more intuitive move, to be honest. I'm not sure why he took with the knight. Maybe he wants to take on a6 or something. But yeah. I mean, it doesn't really matter. That's the sad thing. Like, when you're up a piece, you can play pretty much everything that doesn't lose the piece and still be winning. I'm pretty sure the guy is thinking, like, why is he not resigning? Yeah. Did I ever get miniatured? Well, using my tactics of, prolonging the game for no reason while I'm completely lost. I think the last time I got miniature was when I was a kid or something. Like, when I was, 15, something like that. The thing is, my openings usually are not the type of openings that would get me into a lost position in move 10. Like, I don't really play any sharp Sicilians or Frenches or whatever. She went wrong only by missing that the knight gets trapped in a4. What was the idea behind knight c2? Well, the idea behind knight c2 was to win back the pawn. So if you go back to the position on move 13 after a takes b4, the whole thing is that, okay, Anna took on d4 on move 12, and the opponent played a takes b4 in between. So that wins a pawn and also forks the queen and the knight. So if the queen moves back, let's say queen c7, the point of knight c2 was to get the knight out of trouble with check, gaining a pawn in the process, and then play queen a4, getting the queen out of trouble with tempo. And then after queen takes a4, knight takes a4, if white does not play b3 but plays as a move like f2 in the end, you maybe press the b pawn or something like that. Unfortunately, b3 traps the knight. So that's the thing. Can I not make the moves? Unfortunately, not. I cannot make the moves. But I'm sure that Anna will talk about it in her YouTube recap anyway, if you cannot follow my thought. But you can just go back on the test.com board. You can use exclamation mark board on the chat. Go on the test.com board and make your analysis. I think that also, will help you as a player to make your moves, to make the moves on a board, either on a physical board or on a digital board, and try and figure out for yourself, like, what happened in this game. I think this is a nice example of a tactic that was missed by a really strong player. So you can see for yourself, what went wrong in this game. But basically, yeah, it's the fact that she missed. I guess in her calculations, she disregarded the fact that after b3 the knight is trapped, and stopped her calculation after knight takes a4 and said, okay, black is fine, but sometimes you have to calculate half a move more to see if there is anything for your opponent, especially if it's ending on your own move. Yeah, that's what I was trying to explain. If she goes back with a queen, then she's just down a pawn. So she wanted to not be down a pawn, because down a pawn is bad, right? I mean, the position is much worse for black then. So She wanted to win the pawn back to have a chance at a fighting position, but unfortunately that cost her the piece. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that basically what Matthew is saying. There was an interesting idea there of knight to b3, which I'm sure she calculated, but probably rejected because of some reason. But I guess, yeah, maybe she thought like knight x2 saves me from everything. And yes, just ignored the fact that d3 is... Yeah, but it's understandable that she played knight c2. Like, it's not a mistake that you're like, what the hell is going on? Like the knight promotion or something. But it's still kind of sad, I guess. Okay, what happened in this game? Rook back to b8 for put the knight 8 on the a file, I suppose. So black is now threatening to play bishop takes b5 followed by rook h7 check and invade on the 7th rank. I'm not a big fan of the way white is trying to convert this, but as I said, the bad thing about being down a piece is that you don't really have much of a say. Like, even if your opponent does not play the moves that look the best, you're still completely losing. Like, black's pieces cannot really do much. No matter what white does. Even if white's just moved around with a king for 10 moves, it wouldn't really change much. It's not like black's pieces can do anything out. So... Yeah. I mean, bad games and setbacks will always happen. And yeah, I agree. Like, she's playing very well. She beat a 2400. And yeah, she shouldn't really think much about this game. Yeah, it's just... and she's definitely improving. Like, I think that... yeah, if she can end this tournament above 2200, I'm not sure if... Well, I guess depending on who the last opponent is going to be. But I guess with a win, it will be around 2200. And then she can try and get some good games in the Olympiad to go above the 2200 mark by some distance. And then go from there. Attacking poor Manuel? What? What do you mean? I'm missing out on the lore there. I'm afraid. Maybe because I haven't been in the past streams. Bishop has been played, and if I can see correctly, knight. A pair of pieces goes away, and yeah, this position is... I mean, white has succeeded in trading everything, basically. And also the a6 pawn is attacked. Anna-Maja's dream scenario here would be to trade the queenside pawn somehow. And try and hold this endgame with rook and knight against rook and 5 pawns against 4. Unfortunately, that b pawn is going to survive. So yeah, unfortunately that can't happen, really. Oh, attacking Manuel. Yeah, I understood. Yeah. Rook c4. Rook takes a... Rook c4, I like this move. You know, to prolong the game. Like rook c4, you can't really... And it it becomes much harder for white to win. It's still winning, of course. Like white will put a knight on d6 and start checking on the 7th rank or something. It's still winning. But at least, white is... black is trading more pawns and getting closer to maybe a draw. Like, the rule of thumb is when you are up material, you should trade pieces, you should not trade pawns. Because imagine if all the pawns were traded, then rook and knight against rook is a draw. However, there are too many board for that to happen. And hope for a blunder by the opponents. This move rook c4. If I was white, I would play something like king d2 here. Just covering everything. We play rook c to b1. That looks very passive. Like, if I was white, I would try to keep the b4 pawn. And try to show, that's... I know you want the endgame with the pawns traded, and you're not getting your way, Try to show my opponent that, even when I'm completely winning, I make sure that you're not getting your Yeah, king d2 is correct, I think. He knew his theory. He knew how to punish the opening mistake, and yeah, you can't really... I mean, if you told me that this guy played the game with a knight promotion, I'd be like, what did she do on the night before the game or something? I mean, yeah. King d2 is a good move. And now I'm not so sure what tricks can... I mean, black can just wait and play something like h6. But then, the point is that on a6, and we keep the b4 pawn, and then we're just going to push this pawn to promotion. And the thing is, we don't even need to promote the pawn. It's okay for us to just trade the rooks using this pawn. Like, yeah, because then it will be an endgame of a knight against nothing, and that's obviously winning with this 4 pawns. Yeah, rook b6, I suppose. And then white play something like rook to a4. Yeah. Then the matter is settled on the pawn is surviving. Allowing rook takes c4, but we are not really, like, as long as we get the b4 pawn, I guess that's what Anna-Maja wants. again, everything is winning for white. Like, as long as white does not blunder the knight or something, white is winning. So the evaluation doesn't really change. I'm just speaking in terms of what is easier to play as white. Like, if white manages to trade off a pair of rooks and win the a6 pawn, then, well, he can basically play on autopilot. I mean, both players have known for quite some time that the position is winning for white. It's just about trying to make it easier versus trying to make it harder. Hello, Rookie, welcome. Yeah, exactly, as Lost Cooper is saying, like, everything is losing. What did the opponent play? Rook a5, okay. Yeah, that also is a good move. As I said, like, everything is good as long as you don't drop the pawn. And this is a nice idea as well. Just going rook to c5 and forcing the opponent to trade rooks. And then sooner or later, you will circle the a6 pawn and win the game. Yeah, I mean, this position is completely winning. Like, I think this is the point where if Blue Boy was white and Magnus was black, I would bet on Blue Boy to win the game. Yeah, I think Blue Boy can definitely win against Magnus from this position. It's a time like this that one of us to destroy. Yeah. I mean, I didn't mean to insult you, Blue Boy. I meant to say that the position is just completely winning. Like, yeah. No, you can definitely win. Just take the pawn and then push the pawn and then win. What would be the lowest rating someone could have to win this against? The engine, I guess. Like, you can try and play against Stockfist from this position. I would say that a 1200 says that can win this against the engine. Maybe I'm overestimating 1200s, but I think at 1200, given enough time, should be able to win this until the end game. I did not mean. It's like, because Blupo is the one always saying, could you win against Magnus? Can I do this against Magnus? That's why I took him as an example. Yeah, I think at 1200 should be able to win this against Stockfish. Like, the plan is just to trade rooks and win the endgame. And keep the B pawn. So. Oh no, I'm getting quoted. You know, this is why I don't do too much commentary. I find excuses like being at tournaments and stuff to avoid the quotes. I'm sure you have a lot of quotes from Vlad during all these tournaments. I am a noob. What is the explanation as to why she can't pin the knight with a rook? Is there some background stuff? Do you mean rook d4? Okay, yeah, I mean rook d4 is a it doesn't really do much, you know. It doesn't really threaten to win anything. I guess White could just play king d2 and get out of the pin, or just not care and play something like rook c7. What did she play? Huh. She played f6, okay. Okay, f6. Again, that is a good move. Like, she's trying to trade some pawns, which is good. But again, the position is so lost that even making 20 good moves in a row won't save her. So White would just play rook d5 now, I suppose. Yeah, the rook on d4 doesn't really do much. Like, what are you threatening? Like, okay, it looks nice there. But after, I mean, you can even go like king e3. I guess then you can give a check. I mean, it's hard to say a move is good or bad when the position is just 1-0. Like, there's not really an evil for this position. It's just over. But at least, you know, Anna is showing that she understands chess by playing f6. Like, you know, trading pawns is good for the defending side and stuff like that. Who am I? I'm just a viewer, basic username Archit. Can see me. And yeah, I'm just commentating on her game. Why are people watching? I guess we have a nice community. Don't really care too much about the chess. Just chatting. Just yapping, as some people would say. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Thank you also for the YouTube guys who are being ignored. If anyone is watching and watching the YouTube chat and there is like a nice question from there, please type it on Twitch so I can answer, because I don't really see the YouTube chat right now. And yeah, we're basically here to support Anna-Maja on her journey. Yeah. Doesn't really matter about the results. So how much ELO do I have? Around 2,000. Little bit more from next month. For this month, I'm a bit below 2,000. So yeah. Have a history of saying questions. I mean, I was in chat yesterday. I didn't understand this whole Matthew thing. It was like, is Matthew called Matthew in Poland? I was like, what? I was like, okay. Why not though? Because it's not a Polish name, though. Like, it's like, I mean, we have the name Yanis in Greece, right? Which means John. It's like a guy whose name is Yanis. He might have a username online as John, but we don't really have the name John. It's not a Greek name, so he wouldn't be named John. So, yeah. If you get a FIDE ID, would it be? Yeah, it would be. I mean, I guess you can. To be fair, I think you can get whatever you want on FIDE, right? I mean, you could technically join a tournament as Blue Boy and have a FIDE ID that says Blue Boy. Like, if I don't think people are going to ask you for your ID to prove that your name is Blue Boy. It would just be Blue Boy on FIDE. So that is technically possible. I mean, FIDE, as far as I know, FIDE does not check for your legal name or some stuff like that. Or if you're unsatisfied with your rating, you can join a tournament where they don't know you and say a new person with a new name. I'm pretty sure there's people who have done this. I do not know of anyone, but surely in the 7 billion people or so where someone has decided to do this. Okay. Rook c5. Right? And then rook takes c1. I assume white will capture back with a rook, and then a couple of pawns will be survived. You can have alt FIDE. I'm pretty sure if they actually realize that you have alts, then you will be banned. I'm not an arbiter to know what the punishment is, but I'm pretty sure that's not allowed. But if they never find out, then, well, they can't really punish you. The problem is that usually people don't really play, you know, they usually play in a club, they usually play in a, you know, the same environment. So, yeah, so if Blue Boy did as he said, like, enter a sub 1500 tournament and someone recognized him there and say, oh, this guy is, well, he's this guy who is 16 something. So why is he playing here? Or, you know, he won first prize, he would be in pictures and stuff, right? And then people would say, oh, this, you know, this guy is not a 1500. Then Blue Boy would have some really bad experience with FIDE, I guess. Probably get delisted on both accounts. I mean, yeah, you didn't hear this from me, by the way, yeah? Just in case, I'm clearing my name here. Okay, so Anna's moving the king to f7. So didn't take the. So he's trying. Bring the king to f5, perhaps. Get an. Opponent plays rook 7 check. So I guess it's said that he won this endgame against Topfish, which doesn't surprise me. Matthews should be strong enough to win this against Topfish. I mean, to be fair, both players know that the game is over. I'm pretty sure that Anna is playing just because the guy made some strange moves. And she's like, okay, he might blunder, you know. Well, I like it and don't like it. I like it because it prevents white pushes. The more pawns could get traded. Although I suppose that doesn't really matter because white just needs 1 or 2 pawns to remain on the board and should still be good. What if I make a new FIDE ID with different passports? Wait, can you have multiple passports? I didn't know that. Well, your name is still the same, though. I think that's probably also illegal. Like, I don't think. I think there should be a rule that says that, if you're the same person, you can't make a difference. CD80. What you could do is change country if you have different passport, I suppose. Like, you could send a letter to FIDE and say that, I'm a citizen of, I don't know, I'm a citizen of Australia, but you guys have me as being from Bangladesh. So I want to change to Australia. And maybe they will help you with that, I guess. I changed, therefore I'm not the same person. What? Oh no. I don't think you can make a second FIDE for any reason, to be fair. I mean, yeah, you will get some nice benefits. I mean, the thing is that in some games, right? I think this is common practice. Surely, like you play Counter-Strike or something, and you don't do well on your first games, and you get a really low rank, then you start again with a different account. I could see this happening. Or Valorant, yeah, I guess. Yeah, whatever. All these games are the same. They just suit people. You make second account is the same, but right. I mean, yeah, until it's good, I guess. I mean, if I had made a new FIDE ID before going to Hungary, I would now be a title player. Because my performance was 2200 plus in the first tournament. So I would now have a premium account on chess.com. So see, I could have exploited the system, but I'm a law-abiding citizen. So I didn't do that. Oh, there are limits. Oh, shoot. Yeah, I know that they changed that because there was some Russian guy who got 2500 as a first rating. And that was really sus. He got it from playing a closed tournament and drawing 9 times out of 9 against 2500s. Yeah. So, yeah, that was a bit suspicious, I guess. I mean, the unrated, the GMs or whatever didn't lose rating for drawing an unrated. It was 2500. Do you think keeping this game is good or bad for her? Neutral, to be honest. I think she has accepted the fact that she's going to lose this game. Maybe she's just, okay, doing some content. I mean, it wouldn't be fun if the recap was 3 minutes long, right? And also, the opponent, there is a non-zero chance of the opponent blundering, I suppose. I don't see how if I see a possible way that the opponent might blunder, I'll try to point it out. For now, I don't really see it. But I see pawns being traded, which is good for black. However, I also see our king in potential danger. So yeah, that's not good for us. Playing till the end and trying to find even slightest hope is a sign of professionalism. Yeah. You know what's the thing though, right? That if it was the opponent doing that and Anna was the one winning, all the chat would be, why is he not resigning? Come on, this guy doesn't know chess. He should have resigned 20 moves ago. Yeah, so don't have double standards is what I would say. But yeah. Now the maximum initial rating is 2200. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, so I mean, the opponent is also, like, okay, he actually has to think. To be fair, he actually has to think because ideally, white would want to win the a6 pawn, keeping the b4 pawn. So something like king c3, knight c5, and rook a7 takes a6, right? So this is what white wants to do. Now, the thing is, if white spends all of these moves on the queen side, then black can trade some pawns on the king side, move up with the king, try and take some pawns and create counterplay on the king side. So white actually has to think for a little bit. It's not the kind of thing that, oh, white is in trouble and needs to find an only move, but at least white needs to think. So there is reason for Anna to continue this game, especially given that the opponent has made some weird blunders in the last few rounds. So, yeah. It is what it is. Yeah. I forgot it. I knew that, but it draws against 1800s. To get the title the legit way, I guess. So, I mean, would you really feel proud of yourself for getting a title through a cheated way? Hello, Deadmate, by the way. But Deadmate, now we were talking about all this illegal shit, and Deadmate is now going to report us all to FIDE. But yeah. What was the topic? People were wondering if you can make a second FIDE account. If your first one doesn't do too well, to start all over again. Yeah, it was not my idea, guys. It was totally not mine. You believe you can? Oh. Well, I assumed it was illegal. I don't know. Now you can say that Deadmate told you to do it. I do not wish to be associated with such practices. What do you mean low-wise? Like, who would catch you if you make... Like, would the police catch you? That's... My current video ID was a test one. No, we're not talking about fake. Well, I mean, to be fair, yeah. But the conversation started because I said that they don't really check your ID in tournaments, right? I mean, technically, I could sign up as Magnus and lose rating, and then Magnus loses rating. And then no one could find out, right? I mean, they don't really check if I'm really Magnus or not. So I could sign up as a person that I hate, and try to make him lose rating. Or something. 19 minutes for Anna. And the opponent, hello, like 40 something minutes, I think. Are they two different Elder Ragers? No, I suppose he has the same name in both. Although, I don't know. Blue Boy is a strange guy, so I wouldn't be surprised if he has different names in his different passports. Maybe one of them is Blue Boy. Maybe his name is Blue Boy. Okay, h4. White is going for checkmate. And h5, preventing checkmate. Well, I know about dual citizenship, but I assume that you... Yeah, I guess then you have two passports, I guess, yeah. Yeah, well... G5. Played by white. So white is trying to create a pass pawn on the king side as well. To come this feeder profile comes from not from passport number but from the personal ID. What? Huh? Whatever. E5? I guess, yeah, could be played. It looks like it trades a lot. Yeah, I'd say Anna has managed to get this to make this game a little bit tough for white. I assume this guy is might also be a bit tilted because if you're thinking the entire game why my opponent is not resigning, and suddenly you have to find some good moves, then you might not find good moves and lose. Well, not lose. Oh, she has resigned. Okay, I guess over then. GG's. We can say GG's. Yeah, I guess we will see the final move soon. And a certain FM is in jail for raising darkness. I'm not surprised this happened in Hungary, to be honest. But yeah, whatever. I'm gonna leave it there. Okay, f takes g5, h takes g5. Yeah. I mean, white now has a passed pawn on the king side as well. And the knight has a nice score on e5 to push the king away. Actually, knight e5 is checkmate. How does black prevent that? I guess king f5, yeah. Oh, it's not checkmate. The king can go to f5. This is blind, okay. Yeah. But, well, what is going on is that the king is getting kicked out of g6, and then the pawn will advance to g6, and white will promote sooner or later. So I guess that's why resigned in the end. If in down to speed, yeah. Yeah, I mean, she tried to create some complications, but I guess the opponent was too cold-blooded, I suppose, to allow this. Yeah. Unlucky, yeah. I mean, I guess mistakes happen. What can I say about this b4 move? If anything, I can say since when is rook a2? Rook a2? In which position? Rook a2? What? After b4? No, surely not. Oh, so you can't hear rook a2 1. Rook a2, yeah, that's kind of weird. But doesn't rook a2 just lose a piece to b takes c3? What am I missing? Or did she meant instead of I guess she meant, yeah, instead of dc. Yeah. DC 200 plus. And well, they can say that the last person to go astray with b4 was an unknown Chinese player, Hu Yifan. But maybe she's not heard of her. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it happens. This b4 mistake. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know. Yeah, as I said, like, this is probably preppy. Yeah, and there is there's a game from January 2000 between two 2200s that went the exact same way. They'll be dropped portion. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it happens. At least he's not taking it to, you know. Just not pulling the force on the stream or something. Yeah, 6 out of 9 is always nice. So let's see. And yeah, Vlad, also big thanks to Vlad. Yeah, Mr. Big thanks to chat for staying so long and supporting Anna on her journey. And also to people on YouTube watching, thank you very much. And good luck. Let's always good luck to Anna for tomorrow. And yeah, I am about to hop off this call. See you guys. And yeah, good night, I suppose. See you.